What's up gamers, it's TreesapJake here with yet another video, and today's video is taking a look at Rogue Mage in 9.2. Now, as I've always been saying since we started this wonderful journey of content creation with Elemental Shaman, that the Rogue Mage, the Rogue in general, is a big hard counter to Shaman. It's very, very tough. We can't wall in stuns. We can't do much in stuns. We can use our Earth Ellie to wall in stuns, but you can kite that out. They can spend the entire game running from it, so it's never really a scary cooldown as such. You have to play it very well, but just in general, it's quite scary. They rinse you, and it's very, very painful. Rogue Mage has been a problem for us since the beginning of arenas in general. So I wanted to take a look at a game that I played the other day, and I think we played it very well. We sort of took it in a stride and sort of reacted where we needed to, responded where we needed to, understood the situation. I think I spent a lot of time trying to figure out when I wanted to trinket, when I wanted to do things, because that's very important. I think I managed to hold on to my trinket for quite a while. So I wanted to go through it and just really talk out my thoughts, and especially what I tend to do into Rogue Mage, because it can be quite rough at the minute, especially with how buffed they are and how much damage they do. So let's get stuck into it. So the first thing that I want to do here is I want to make sure that I'm flesh crafting outside of the arenas to get the biggest shield possible. So I will do that. So let's press play here. So obviously this is in slow-mo. I fleshcraft here. Want to make sure that I've got the full shield. That's going around there. I want to get up onto this tool like bit up here, just because if the rogue makes a mistake, I can run in front of him and I can knock him off, and he has to use his shadow step to get on. So I can basically get there, I can knock him off, I can run over to the side and it kind of lines of sight him. So there's the mage. He wants to now do a G-pie. He's cleaning me totally. He's taking all my hots off. So it is on to my teammate to stop this. Now, when you're playing Ellie Ardruid as opposed to Ellie Holy Priest, the advantage you have into Rogue Mage is that your healer is in stealth, so there isn't a sap. They don't have the full sap go. This can be really rough into you, and I think this is probably one of the benefits of playing with a healer class that can stealth. So he immediately stops the G-pie, and we're good to go. So now all I need to do is get out the sap. So obviously I'm going to get sapped again. My healer is trying to do this. He gets the full blind. This is where the damage comes. So that's combustion and everything. I knock. It's on Heaven or Florella to trinket that one because it was of the blind. I'm now purging. I've saved my trinket. I need to save my trinket for the bomb. So we purge and everything like that. Normally, if it's any other thing, if they get a full sheep or they get a ring or something like that, then I need to trinket and I need to press grounding for the combust. So we get cloak. This is really, really good. This means that rogue is 100% the target. 100% the target here. And they normally are. Because you can hex the fire mage. It can be rough though. You've got to be really, really careful with using your kick. So normally I try and hex this. I didn't in the end, but I think we got a kick anyway from everything. I could hex if I wanted to, but there's no point because the rogue still has vanished, so he just vanishes out and it's all good to go. I'm trying to look for him now, and I'm just gonna hit the mage whilst he's out. I get breath into cheap shot. This is where I need to be really careful. I need to trinket. And then I wall instantly. I'm outside from the resonator too, which is big. So that was a good trinket there. I usually wait for the, I suppose wait for bomb. He hasn't used it yet, but I needed to there because we've got the full ring. So that's me having to get out. Heaven is going onto the right-hand side up there, if you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, to try and keep the rogue out. The rogue has no cloak, he has no evasion, he has no vanish. This is basically game over now. So we've lived the big goes, we lived the kidney. I've got a 20-second, 10-second basically gap now before we can go. Combustion is still not up at all, so they've got nothing. He's only got one dance left and he's got one kick, and I think at this point it's basically over. Yeah, so there we go. Big 16k Earthshock crit to finish it. So the big thing here is about recognizing when you want to use your trinkets, and when you want who has to trinket what, when you need to do something. What I did in the end, and I want to explain this sort of as a thing that's important to know, is that I normally would trinket a bomb, but I didn't want to sit that because there was a lot of damage coming out. And I wanted to make sure that I got a wall out, because even if I get DR, cheap shot or whatever, I've got wall, I've got 40% damage reduction, and I've got grounding out, so there's nothing that this guy can do. He can't hit me, so it's only the rogue, and I can live the rogue go with my wall, and then that should give me time for my healer to come out, seeing as he's in bear form and he can't be ringed again. So it's important there. You've got to recognize, you have to really work together and synergize with your partner in order to actually live these goes. And I think that's something that's very scary. I think one of the other things that I've done in the past against rogues is I've tried to sit for long enough, because if you sit stuff long enough and you've got enough gear, remember I've only got 1800 gear, so this is a rival gear. I haven't got like duelist gear, so I'm not like, you know, I'm not like totally optimized. I don't have to optimize gear in order to compete into this, but I think it's really important to just try and stay calm and try and react accordingly. I could have hexed multiple times there, but there was no point. In the one point that I would have hexed, I think the rogue had already vanished, so there was no point. I was going to break it anyway. But if you get into a spot where you're in a bit of trouble and there's no kicks, then just throw a hex out, because there's nothing worse than you getting kicked and being unable to wall or unable to press healing stream totem or anything like that. But we were pretty much fine most of the game. I was still pumping damage and there was just no stress at all. So yeah, that's it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the clip for you so you can see how it works. You can hear our comms and everything like that. And yeah. Okay, running up.
It's Panda Mage.
And south. G5.
I stop this. Yeah. 1-6
again.
blind. I'm back.
Oh, dude, I should trinket this.
Oh no, it's okay. It's all his cooldowns. You go rogue now. Looting him.
That's it now.
Stanklo Mage. He saves me. This is good. Okay. That's your cities. That's your cities. That's your cities. Nice. I'll keep the rook.
He's dead.
And stun this.
Alright guys, that's the end of the video there. I hope you enjoyed that clip. I hope you learned something from listening to our comms. I think it's always best to get into comms now, especially with how crazy Arena is. You need to be able to get on there, talk to your partner, speak about the things that's going on, speak about what you want to do, what your gameplay method is, what your decision making is. I think that's key as well. Like, get practicing calling out stuff, because in 2s and in 3s it's really important to be able to basically communicate with your partners and let them know what you're doing. Sort of like, say, I've got lasso in a bit, I'm going to go for a hex here, I'm going to press wall, you know, I'll kick this next one, especially if you're communicating with DPS. And I think that's equally important when you're queuing into something like Rogue Mage, especially Rogue Mage Priest in 3s, but Rogue Mage just in general is a very, very tough comp to go into 2s, and very good players will totally rinse you. However, I suggest you play with a Resto Druid in 2s. Ellie Resto Druid is so good. You can't be polyed very easily. You can get ringed, but that's about it. And you obviously don't get the sap go at the beginning, which can kind of force a trinket on you most of the time. So you've got to be really, really careful with that one. That would be my advice, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please leave me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments as well. Let me know how it's going for you, how you're enjoying 9.2, or if you're not enjoying it, obviously let me know. Otherwise, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.